Hello and welcome to Toad Rolls Dice, where we're going to take a look at this week's preview for the Kharadron Overlords. Their Battletome is going up for pre-order on Saturday, so we're getting our usual WarCom puff pieces, I guess we call them. This time it's going through some of the new stuff in the Battletome and maybe a new army rule, and then we have a look at their regiments of renown. But let's jump into this one first. Innovate, speculate and accumulate with the new Battletome Kharadron Overlords. For the Kharadron Overlords, innovation begets profit. Every new shiny piece of tech provides more opportunities for discovering Aether Gold and exciting new methods for staking a claim. This usually boils down to creative ways of shooting at people until they leave said Aether Gold alone, but looking good while doing it. Appearances are everything. Actually, these models here shown in this picture, outside of, I still don't like the new HQ, but the paint job is incredible. They look really good. With corruption spreading across the mortal realms, Kharadron admirals have been quick on the uptake with new tech, especially as they don't want to appear outgunned by madcap warlocks of the clan Scryer. Battletome Kharadron Overlords retains its battle traits for high-flying sky vessels that can give infantry a lift, though this is now restricted to your turn, and for units not in combat. You can also nominate one of your vessels to be the flagship of your sky fleet. A typical loophole in the code that allows you to take 2 great Endrin works from an inventory of 6. Hegson Solutions' old reliable hull plates provides a 5-up ward against shooting attacks, while Grandiose Fusillade ups your control characteristic by 5. Also, flying off the shelves are Tracer Fire rounds, which let you ignore negative modifiers to hit rolls if all your ship's guns are pointed at one target. Your admiral can even nominate the flagship for a once per battle salvo that has the benefit of re-rolling hit rolls of 1. We have our passive there. The old reliable hull plate is a 5-up ward against shoot abilities. Tracer Fire rounds is a shooting phase reaction, and it's when you declare a shoot ability for this unit. If all of the attacks target the same enemy unit, ignore negative modifiers to hit rolls for those attacks. I mean, they sound useful. With extremely hazardous environments puncturing the mortal realms in the aftermath of the Vermin Doom, null chemists have become ever more popular. The magic quashing aura their suits project provides nearby Skyfarer units a 5-up ward against mortal damage from spell, prayer, and manifestation abilities. When they get stuck in with their null gas extinguisher, all the anti-magic doohickeys within the null suit ensure the vapor has a deleterious effect on wizards, priests, and manifestations, besides them choking on noxious fumes. Even their prospecting clamp gets in on the action, crushing enemies with 4 attacks, dealing 2 damage apiece. So their stats, we have the ranged weapon. The null gas extinguisher is a shoot in combat short range weapon, range 8 inches, attacks 3d6, hits on 2s, wounds on 4s, 1 rend 1 damage, potentially a lot of output. And then the melee weapons, the prospecting clamp, 4 attacks, hits on 3s, wounds on 4s, 1 rend 2 damage. They seem okay. And then we have the passive null suit effect, double the damage characteristic of this weapon's attacks that target a priest, wizard, or manifestation. Okay, that's pretty nice. That makes this very nice against those things. With more claims needing protection than ever before, the Zontari Endrin Dock is also becoming a staple deployment along skyfleets. This floating platform, manned by one very overworked Duradin, is the perfect staging area for repairs and for the creation of sophisticated auto-endrins. Sky vessels can dock with a platform and heal 3 if a successful repair roll of 4 is made, which can be nudged to a 3+ if there is an Endrin master nearby. Its component of auto-endrin drones are the main attraction, however. Powered by complex ether algorithms, these devices roam the battlefield performing set tasks. So we have the Nullifier auto-endrin, which can attempt to zap manifestations into non-existence with a 3d6 banishment roll. Okay. The Stun Cloud auto-endrin stupefies foes and robs them of their control score, and the Grudge Blast auto-endrin simply self-destructs and takes enemies with it. That one sounds fun. Each has a movement of 12 inches, 5 health and a 4-up save, and a set of special rules similar to manifestations, and can be replaced as many times as you need by the Zontari Endrin Dock if you roll well enough in your hero phase. That could be interesting. I mean, I'd like to know more of how that worked, but I don't think we'll get it. No, we won't. But the abilities, so the Nullifier Auto Endrin, once per turn, army, any combat phase. Declare if this unit is a Nullifier Auto Endrin, each enemy manifestation in combat with it is the target. Effect, make a banishment roll of 3d6 for each target. If the banishment roll equals or exceeds the banishment value on the manifestation's war scroll, it is banished and removed from play. Then remove this unit from the battlefield. So it is a one and done, but you can keep producing them as long as you hit that roll, whatever that target is. And then the Grudge Blast Auto Endrin, again it's a once per turn army, any combat phase ability, and if this unit is a Grudge Blast Auto Endrin, each enemy unit in combat is the target. The idea of these is just to get them in and then do their action in the combat phase, isn't it? Effect, roll a d3 for each target. On a 2-up, inflict an amount of mortal damage on the target equal to the roll, then remove this unit from the battlefield. Oh yeah, okay, it's okay. If you're a Kharadron Admiral who is a little bit down on their luck, with coffers looking bare, and you've got a difficult job that needs to be done, and the local Arknaut company are raising their eyebrows at the terms of contract, you might need to look elsewhere for muscle. Thankfully, the Vongrim Guild has what you need in spades, and they will be our next focus for Wednesday's article. But you don't need to wait, because I'm recording this on a Wednesday, knowing that article was going to come out, so we're going to jump over right now and see what's going on with the Vongrim Guild. Before we do, yeah, I mean, there's very little information here. You've got 2 options of 6 to upgrade your flagship. The null gas weapons and the passive, there may be other abilities as well. I mean, it sounds like it's built to do a specific task that this auto engine is also built to do. So I'm not entirely sure how much utility you're going to get out of this, depending on how much this is. But getting rid of manifestations and shutting down, well, that's manifestations, isn't it? Whereas that would be going after priests and wizards. Yeah, I mean, there's a use for both of them. I quite like the sound of these auto engines. They sound pretty fun, and being able to heal, as long as you, again, hit the rolls, being able to heal your vessels is quite nice. Yeah, I mean, it just they don't excite me. But that's just because I'm not a fan of the Kharadron Overlords. Kharadron Overlord players, from what you've heard in this very limited article, what do you think of your new toys? Let me know in the comments. Let's go have a look at the Vongrim Guild. The Vongrim Guild are Kharadron adventurists with even less moral compunction. To reach the apex of Kharadron society, one must be a single-minded tycoon, seizing assets, brokering deals, and training the guns of your family sky vessel on your rival. Success and profit are obviously the result of hard work and not luck or family ties, but you cannot have a society that values wealth and hierarchy without have-nots. Those who fail in their climb to the top, left without ships or dismissed from the Arknaut companies, are sometimes drawn to the Vongrim Guild, an organisation accepting of those who have fallen on bad times. It finds loopholes in the code to justify unorthodox tactics. And as the rise of chaos threatens law-abiding skyports all over the mortal realms, it's finding more work than ever. Now, I do like these models. I think that they're really cool and they completely fit and potentially elevate the Kharadron Overlords model range. I hope that they have good rules, let's put it that way. But obviously in this picture the Dark Oath are going to win because it's Dark Oath. Vongrim Salvagers are instrumental in helping other Kharadron stake their claim on seams of ether gold. With a well-aimed shot from their spotter's flare gun, they can illuminate an objective, improving the hit rolls for Skyfarer units and bolstering the rend of Vongrim Salvagers and Harpoon crew units. Salvagers wade recklessly into combat, swinging Vongrim cutlasses with crit 2 hits, nice, alarmingly choppy for an army that prefers to handle their foes at arm's length. I mean, they do have short arms though. So any combat phase, the spotter's flare gun, declare pick an objective within 9 inches of this unit to be the target. Effect, roll a dice. On a 3-up, apply the following effect for the rest of the turn. Add 1 to hit rolls for combat attacks made by friendly Skyfarer units that target a unit that is contesting the target objective, and add 1 to the rend characteristic of melee weapons used by friendly Vongrim Salvagers and Vongrim Harpoon crew units that target a unit that is contesting the target objective. So that is for when you really want that objective. Melee weapons, the Vongrim Cutlass is crit 2 hits, base 3 attacks, hits on 4s, wounds on 3s, 1 rend, 1 damage. I think that's pretty good. It's not the best thing out there, but then they are only troops. I don't think that's terrible. Leaping into combat with them on modified Endrins, the Vongrim Harpoon crew are a monster hunting cohort obsessed with tracking and killing sky beasts in revenge for past attacks. Light Endrin packs allow this crew to hop 2d6 inches in the combat phase, darting around lumbering beasts or leaping over screens of infantry to target valuable units and heroes beyond. So it's an any combat phase ability. These light Endrin packs have an effect. If this unit is in combat, it can move 2d6 inches but must end that move in combat. So if it's in combat, you can just move it into another combat. Interesting. This again definitely feels like they've been looking at what sort of works with the first year of AOS, and then they're making up cool rules to help improve those elements. They're ranged weapons, so we have the Skydrake Harpoon or Firearm, which is anti-monster plus 1 rend. There's so much extra rend it feels in this second year. Range 10 inches, 2 attacks, hits on 3s, wounds on 3s, base 2 rend, d3 damage. Against monsters going up to 3 rend with d3 damage, they're actually going to do some real work. Either unit makes a profitable addition to any Admiral's Sky Fleet, and you can also make use of their talents in the Armies of Renown in Battletome Kharadron Overlords. The Magnet's crew is a completely skyborne force centered around either the infamous Brock Grungson, Lord Magnate of Baraknar, or perhaps a less combat-savvy Magnate of your own invention who hides away in an Argonaut ironclad that gains the hero keyword. Magnates don't build their empires entirely through profit. Quick thinking, novel strategies and bold moves are the keys to success. And once per battle they can call their army to perform an emergency launch roll to duck out of combat or reposition themselves around a bewildered enemy unit they're in combat with. That money does, however, provide a Magnate's crew with cutting-edge Endrin pack, which give D3 infantry the chance to double their speed once per turn. So we have the cutting-edge Endrin packs, once per battle army, your movement phase ability. Declare pick up to D3 friendly Magnate's crew infantry units that are wholly within 9 inches of friendly Magnate's crew sky vessel to be the targets. Effect double the target's move characteristic for the rest of the turn. It depends what their move characteristic is. Doubling move is always nice, but it's only a once per battle thing, so you're going to have to think about when you want to use it, but it is definitely going to be useful. And bold moves, again, it's a once per battle army, your movement phase ability. Declare, pick a number of friendly Magnate's crew infantry units that are in combat to be the target. Any number, so it could be quite a lot. Make an emergency launch roll of 3d6 for each target. Effect, each target can move a distance up to the value of its emergency launch roll. It can move through the combat ranges of any enemy unit, but cannot end that move in combat with an enemy unit that it was not in combat with at the start of the phase. The targets cannot use charge abilities for the rest of the turn, and keywords core and move. And it sounds useful for just getting around enemy units, but it is, it's a once per battle, so yeah, you'll have to let me know what you think of all these movement shenanigans in the comments below. The second Army of Renown is a pioneer outpost built around the Zontari Endrin Dock. They're building an Army of Renown around the dock. That's one way of selling new models. This force ensures the use of larger frigates and ironclads for strike teams of infantry backed up by nimble Grundstock gun haulers. You can find rules for the Vongrim Guild units, both Armies of Renown plus a pair of Regiments of Renown in Battletome Kharadron Overlords, which is available to pre-order on Saturday. So we normally get 3 articles with these previews. We normally get another one at the end of the week with the Regiments of Renown, going over those. Sounds like we're not going to get this for Kharadron Overlords because the Blades of Khorne is also releasing. So tomorrow we'll go over the Blades of Khorne and the 2 articles, hopefully the 2 articles that we've had, or whenever that second article comes out. We'll do exactly what we've done here for the Blades of Khorne. Don't worry, they will be coming. I mean, I feel like WarCom, and this is a recent thing for me off the back of the Horus Heresy 3.0 stuff, but I feel like they're just telling you as little as possible to try and garner interest. I don't think I'm really getting an understanding of what's actually going to be going on with this new Battletome. And for people who already play Overlords, let me know what you think, because your opinion is much more valid than mine. But as an outsider, as somebody who doesn't know this army and who isn't really interested in this army, there's nothing here that feels like it's making it unique and individual outside of the twist on manifestations. But that might just be me looking at it in a slightly more negative way. I'm not meaning it to be negative, but there's just nothing here that excites me. But as I say, I like these new models, but I'm not a huge fan of this overall steampunk vibe that they have for these Kharadron Overlords. And that's always going to... like, I have my own personal bias with the armies that I like and the armies that I don't, and that's, for me, you will have potentially the same thing for the armies that you like and the armies that you don't like. But I'm just not getting excited by this. But like I say, that's probably just a me thing. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you're interested in Blades of Khorne, we'll take a look at that later on in the week. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.